To fully appreciate this movie, you have to understand the context of the times in which it was made. Early 1970s, coming out of the 1960s, the civil rights struggle, the struggle that produced the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the Voting Rights Act of 1965, and the Fair Housing Act of 1968. There was a violent reaction in white America, some parts of white America, to this progress that we experienced. And that reaction, coupled with the transition from Martin Luther King and Whitney Young to civil rights leaders who lost their lives during that time, to H. Rap Brown and Stokely Carmichael, black activists who had no stomach for nonviolence, to someone like Leroy Jones, who made the transition from Leroy Jones the poet to Amari Baraka, the black activist, black nationalist, the man who wrote, "What time is it?" and then answered, "It's nation time."
There is no way that the United States can police the world and keep us on our ass too unless we cooperate.
Before there was The Spook Who Sat by the Door, the movie, there was The Spook Who Sat by the Door, the book, which was in limited distribution because few publishing houses would even consider putting it out for people to read. It was difficult to access and very few people got to read it, but somehow the message got out that it existed, that this story was there, a story of aggressive response to white oppression. And that story somehow became a movie.
We are going to get our own. Stop begging for crumbs.
How?
What we got now is a colony. But what we want to create is a new nation.
This movie had a message that in the early 1970s scared the hell out of white folks. It was a message that said to black people, you can resist, you can respond, you need not just simply take it on one cheek and turn the other cheek. We must find an aggressive way to respond to our oppression. The movie's aggression was that of violence. And it is not anything that Sam Greenlee advocated in a real world fashion. He held this out in a fictional way as a response to white oppression. He understood, however, that this was not a real option, but he wanted to present in his book and in the movie a context in which those who lived that life of oppression in the ghetto could connect with. It's difficult to tell how people will be moved by this. If you see it merely as entertainment, probably not much at all. But if you accept it as the message movie it was meant to be, as the protest film it was intended to be, I think a lot of people will enjoy it as a film and also come away with a heightened sense of awareness about themselves, about the struggles of our people, and about the need for us to come together to move our agenda forward. Is the answer a violent revolution? Of course it isn't. And it wasn't what Sam Greenlee had in mind. But it certainly is that the answer can be one of a stepped up effort on the part of black folks to take charge of our lives, as the main character in the movie does, to take charge of our community, as the forces that he assembled did in Chicago and in other cities around the country, to get control of our situation in such a way that we can become the movers and the shakers, and not just those who are left to respond to the wills and the whims of others.